everyone, it's Shelley Hoffman with Heart Home Community, and today I have the pleasure of Meg from the Baldwinsville Library. I'm sure she's a familiar face to most of you out there, and we have some great news. Our library is opening up on May 26th, not the way we're used to seeing it, obviously, but Meg, what does that entail? What can we expect on May 26th from you guys?
Okay, so the library actually has been open all of this time. Just you couldn't come in the building. So we've offered virtual programming, online access to all kinds of materials. I have been in the building Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 to help people on the phone. They're trying to get their Kindle going or whatever so they can get some ebooks or try to get access to something. Or I had somebody that wanted to buy an appliance for home and wanted to know what Consumer Reports said. So we're doing all that. So this is the next step. Starting May 26th, we will be doing what's being called library takeout. So we have been looking at and modeling other different restaurants and things, because I've done takeout from some of the area restaurants. So I watch what they do, how they do it. There is, amongst all the libraries in our system, the system is a cooperation. They're all independently run.
Okay.
And so we have been meeting via Zoom a lot, and we've talked about the different possibilities and ways. I'm on the system's reopening committee, and we came up with some basics to offer the curbside library takeout service. What do we need to do? What do we need to know? What do we need to think about? And then we shared it with the whole system, and then each library has adapted it to their particular library.
Okay.
So starting May 26th, people could pick their things up at the library. The shutdown was fast. We had no advance. It was just, okay, it's got to happen. So we had still books on the hold shelf for patrons. So the last couple of days, staff have been calling them saying, you can start picking the things up May 26th. Do you still want the stuff? Which most people do. And what'll happen is people will come to the library parking lot, call us when they get here, tell us they're there, what car they're in, and then staff members wearing masks and gloves will have the materials in a clear plastic bag and the patron's name on it. They will take it out, verify, are you so-and-so? And the person can either pick it up off the cart they bring it out on, or if they pop their trunk, the staff person can put it in the trunk, thus eliminating a lot of hands-on contact. If they're returning materials, they'll put it in the book drop, which we have had the book drop open 24/7 the whole time. So yesterday, today, staff has been working hard, returning all those materials in the system. We held on to them and not returned them for a couple of reasons. One, so that it wouldn't trigger holds for people that aren't going to be able to be filled at that point.
Okay.
Also, that's how we're dealing with them in terms of we're going to quarantine materials. So the stuff they returned yesterday and today, those materials have been in a quarantine in a separate room on book trucks for anywhere from 2 weeks to literally 2 months now.
Wow.
And so from this point forward, when people return things in the book drop, staff will use gloves and masks to empty the book drop, put the things on a book cart. They'll go in the story hour room for quarantine for 1 week. At the end of that week, they will then return them in the system and then shelve or fill holds as needed. So when people return things, they should realize that won't come off their library card, off their account for at least a week. The stuff here, we just aren't doing it through the computer until it passes quarantine, and that's for the safety of staff as well as anybody else. There's no real number yet as to how long is a good time, but a week seems to be the longest. They've said 3 days, 4 days, so we're erring on the side of caution and doing 7 days. And as each library does this, they're basically doing that part the same. Stuff goes in the book drop, hold it for 7 days. Now, in terms of materials they're going to pick up, patrons can go on to the catalog on our website with their library card and PIN number. They can put things on reserve. If they've forgotten their PIN number, call us. We'll ask you a couple of questions to verify it's you, and then we can help you reset your PIN number. Librarians can also email, or staff member, patrons can email at info@bville.lib.ny.us. And that will go to a librarian at the reference. Librarians will be staffing reference desks throughout this whole time when we're open, so to speak. And that way, like we already had one woman call yesterday. She had us pull 20 books. She said she didn't care what they were. She just wanted 20 books that she could read to a preschool age boy, but she's just read the same book over and over too many times. She didn't care what, just different books.
Here's something.
So I pulled those, and those are on the shelf for her for Tuesday.
Nice. So I would think too, the fact that you're not putting it in the system for the 7 days is because that triggers, if somebody's waiting for that book, that it's there. And obviously you can't give the book out yet. So
correct. So that's why, yeah, we wait that period. Then once it's gone through the quarantine, then it's good to go. Because not all the libraries in the county are open yet in terms of curbside, not all holds of things owned by other libraries will be filled right away. We have to wait until those libraries open. So right now we're only getting materials that either the Syracuse Library in the city downtown or their branches have.
can you
Anything that we have. So you might want to think about that if they're not concerned about a specific title, they just want something. Look at the stuff that says Baldwinsville owns it. And, regular reference questions will do. And like I said, some people they want certain types of books or something.
right.
Sister called me and she goes, she likes mysteries and she likes the ones that have those recipes in them.
Yes.
She's like, I like that kind. So the librarians will do reader's advisory, which is what we've always been doing and trained to do to help the patrons pick out the books for them. Once they've either called and we've pulled some books, or we pull the holds list 2 or 3 times a day. All right, these people want it. We can let them know. So when we talk to them on the phone, when they call and say, we'll say, okay, when do you want to pick it up? Okay, we note that. Check it out to the patron. So we just check it out right over the phone. And then they'll be sent out to them when they get here. And then for things that they put on hold, when the hold is filled, they will get their usual notice through email, or if they don't have email, through phone. But the message is going to tell them to contact the library. Instead of saying, it's here, it's being held until, they'll be asked to contact the library to arrange when they want to pick up. So they'll call and say, I want to come this afternoon and get it, meaning starting next week, not today. A staff person will pull it and check it out for them and get it ready to ship out to them in the parking lot when they come. This is new territory for everybody in the system, all the libraries. We've been exchanging information not just within our system, but we've been looking at and sharing amongst our suburban directors and city libraries. Here's an article about what this library did, or here this library's info on how they did. So we're all learning from each other, and we may have to make adjustments as we go along and just ask people to be patient, go with the flow. We have no idea how many people are going to be coming to get stuff started on Tuesday, other than we know that a lot of people are anxious and really want to they need some books. They're desperate for something to read. Some have been doing the ebooks, but they really prefer the hard copy. And, some of the picture books just don't translate well that way.
Right.
So we just have to, and we're not going to be our normal working hours that we've had. Instead, we'll open at 9 each weekday morning.
Okay.
And people can start pick up a half hour after that. We will stay open until 8 o'clock Monday nights. So somebody can't get there during the day. And we will also do 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay.
Once Liverpool starts doing their opening, they will stay open Tuesday night. So that way, in relative proximity, since we have the most overlap of patrons, people will be able to come to one of us on either Monday or Tuesday, depending on which one is open.
Meg, can you explained to me before we came on the air, but what's going on? We're opening on the 26th. You mentioned Liverpool's later. Why is there a difference in the opening between Beeville, Liverpool, and some other libraries?
So libraries throughout New York State have different ways to be chartered. Baldwinsville and Liverpool are what's called school district public libraries. We're chartered to serve the residents of the district. People vote on our budget just like they vote on the school budget. That money that they vote to approve comes directly for the Baldwinsville Library to operate.
Okay.
And we are considered local government. The city of Syracuse owns the branches in the city. They own the buildings. And they pay the county the funds to support those libraries, the branches.
Okay.
The library in Syracuse is a county department, county agency. So they're also government, county, us, Liverpool. Salve is a municipal library. It's the Village of Salve runs it. Noble, North Syracuse Sister Bertrand are a special district, similar to school district public libraries, but not chartered to serve a school district. Lafayette is operated by the town of Lafayette. So they're also looking at when they will open what dates.
Okay.
They've got the options now. They're just figuring out the date and when they can be ready. And we're all able to do that because of the fact that we are considered local government. When you go on one of the state websites in terms of all this and who can open what and when, it mentions public libraries that are of these types.
Okay.
Other libraries are free association. They're 501c3 not-for-profits. So they have different rules they have to follow. So they're waiting to see what the state says when that type of library can open and when they can start. But all of us are starting with curbside service.
Okay. And then there's
that we don't know.
I was just going to say, when do you know when that changes? But that's like almost every other industry. It's like step by step by step, right?
Exactly. So basically what we have at Baldwinsville, and I think pretty much the other libraries, based on our discussions, are going to follow about the same. We're starting with the curbside because that can be minimal contact or no contact in terms of taking the materials out to the patron. There'll be signage out in our parking lot. If they need to return stuff, they're asked to put it in the book drop.
Okay.
If somebody for physical disability can't do that, we will assist them. The others, just put it in the book drop, go back to your car, and then stay in your car and we'll bring the stuff to you. If people are on foot or bike, we just ask that they stay in the parking lot on the sidewalk, keeping the 6 feet social distancing, have the mask.
Okay.
So at some point, and we just don't know when, but we're getting ready for when that happens, what we'll probably do is for the next step is allow people in by appointment only. Because, we've got people they need to print, they need to photocopy, they need a notary. So we would do by appointment limited numbers.
Okay.
And then the next stage would be to let people in, but so many people at a time to keep the social distancing. Our custodial staff has already been working on rearranging furniture. So like the study tables, the 4 tables that were close together with 4 chairs at each, they're not going to see that. They'll see a table, 1 chair, and then 6 feet away, maybe another table chair. We're going to remove some of the public computers. So there will be 5 available to use, and they will be spaced apart to allow for that 6-foot distancing. We've turned off the hand dryers and we're putting in paper towels. So that, because if somebody doesn't do proper hand washing and they use the hand dryer, they could spread if there's anything on their hands.
Right.
So no hand dryers, paper towels. Shut off the water fountains except for the part that you can put the bottle and refill it. You have no physical contact with the fountain. You just hold the bottle near there and it fills it. So we'll allow that. So we're going to, and there will be plexiglass, they're called them sneeze guards, between the checkout desk and the reference desk and the patrons. So we will have those kinds of things in place. We will not be doing any in-person programming, which is really too bad now. We're starting summer, and the Children's Librarian had a lot of things planned for the kids for the summer. She's adapting all of that, and she's been meeting weekly with the other children's and youth librarians and our teen librarian throughout our system, and they're adapting to provide summer reading activities, services, and things all virtually. Because
Okay.
we've been open, like I say, the whole time virtual. So they're adapting to all of that. We do not see any in-person programming until September at the earliest.
Okay.
And then eventually after that, we will start booking the meeting rooms again. In terms of that, so that's the stages or phases we're looking at. In terms of when, it's going to depend on what's happening and what comes out at the state, federal level, and how this goes, because they're saying there's a possible resurgence in the fall. So we're just going to take it step by step.
So the other thing that you wanted to touch on was the voting, correct? And how that was different.
Yes. So as I said, we're School District Public Library, chartered to serve the residents of the school district. Every year in April, we have our library budget vote, where people come, and if they're 18, a U.S. citizen, a resident of the school district for 30 days prior to the vote, they can vote on our budget. They can also vote for whatever trustee positions are up. The library is governed by a 7-member publicly elected board of trustees. Well, the governor, of course, had to put all votes on hold until after the 1st of June. And then when he finally did come out with more info, we weren't going to be able to have an in-person vote. We can have our votes now. Some libraries have to wait till the fall, and it's based on how they're structured. So I worked with Jamie Rodhams, who is one of the assistant superintendents at the school district, who deals with all of the business end of everything and the vote and all that. And we were able to work together so that when people get their school library vote, budget vote, which I believe are in the mail this weekend,
Okay.
because everybody has to vote by absentee ballot. So he had to send out about 25,000 of these ballots. If they did it and we did it, you're doubling the cost, which is going to be extensive just for the cost of the mailings alone.
Right.
And then the extra printing and things that had to be done. So when you get your ballot to vote in terms of the school budget, school board of trustee members, there will be a separate proposition that is to vote for the library budget. And we are asking, I thought I had the sheet here. We are asking for a budget where the taxes would be an increase. Total tax dollars we're asking for would be an increase of approximately $40,000. Here it is. I've got it right here. should have had it ready. Okay. So we're asking for a property tax levy of $1,500,700, and that's $40,450 more than we're asking for last year. However, the actual individual tax household and projection is that they will actually pay less. The reason is because of the growth in this Baldwinsville Central School District area with new housing, new construction. So just to give you an idea, if a house is assessed at $100,000 for the current fiscal year for library, you're paying $60.78.
Okay.
For the proposed budget for the 2021 fiscal year, we're on the same fiscal year as the schools, July to June. The projection estimate is that you would pay $60.31 in taxes for a $100,000 assessment. So you're paying a few cents less because of all the additional properties, construction, tax growth. So that's actually been the case the last couple of years. There will also be a proposition on the ballot for the trustee. It's a 7-member board of trustees, and they're elected to 5-year terms, and it's a rotation. So this year, the one term is up, and that is the one currently held by Susan Downey. So she has decided, she's been on the board many years, great board member, very supportive. She's decided it's time to retire, and so that position was open. And one person did submit a petition to run. Her name is Mary Schmutz. So Mary Schmutz's name is on to run for the board, so people could opt to vote for Mary, or there is also always the write-in option as well. Just the person has to be 18, U.S. citizen, and resident of the school district for the last 30 days. And then people will submit those ballots back to the school district. They will count the ballots the evening of June 9th and into June 10th if they need to, because June 9th is considered the vote day. And then we'll know where we stand for next year.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is Mary the one that's heading the backpack program for Rotary?
Yes, she is. The Rotary Backpack Program, where Rotary provides the weekend food for the students. Rotary's been doing that for many years and provided to students in need. And right now they're following along with the school district. The school district asked if we would do all the kids that they were doing. So yes, so she organizes, they're doing over 600 packages of food for kids every week. And yes, she's got that very organized and has been working hard at that.
Well, I figured I would mention that because if the ballots are getting mailed out and people are wondering, maybe if they don't know who she is, you can find her on social media if you follow the Rotary Backpack Program. So that would be. So.
She was born and raised, I believe, in Beeville.
Yeah. So, well, is there anything else you'd like to get out to the public, Meg, while you have their attention?
I think I've covered everything. Just, keep an eye on our website, keep an eye on our social media for as things happen and things change. And just since this whole library takeout is new, just be patient with us. If there's any little glitches, we will evaluate every day and see if we need to make any adjustments. But it should be good, and at least you'll be able to get some new stuff to read or music to listen to or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think people are happy for a couple of reasons, but even just the opening of the Baldwinsville Library, and I know you were open, Nancy came on, and people learned things that they didn't even know the library was doing when Nancy had come and talked about it. But just to see life at the library, I mean, I know you're inside, but the parking lot, people in the parking lot, it's just, it's in the heart of the village, and it'll be nice to see it being utilized again, not just virtually.
Absolutely. And the staff came in shifts at the beginning of this week. and we train them in terms of the health and the safety issues and the proper hand washing and all of that. And then they've been working hard getting everything ready so that we should be good to go come Tuesday morning.
Awesome. So, well, thank you, Meg. Thanks for your time today. And I hope you get out of the library at some point and enjoy the sunshine, because you don't know when it's coming back.
Definitely.
All right. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Shelley.